Hey guys, here we are. It is Friday, May 8th, like the best day. I'm giving my son a shout out. His birthday is today, 18, the big 1-8.
The big 1-8.
Yeah, so we were having a conversation about college, and it struck something in me that there's probably a lot that people don't know about you and I. uh, well, I know for one thing, you don't need to go to college to be successful.
True.
So what are your thoughts on that, Fritz?
Well, that is very true. I think that when the internet came out and Google came out, that it changed education as a whole because there's nothing you can't find online now, right? I mean, you can find almost anything on YouTube and be able to do it. So I think it's impacted the trades. It's definitely impacted four-year colleges. And, my belief is that when the industrial age left back in 1971-ish, the old model of go to school, get a great job, get a pension, I think all that went out the window anyway. So the internet's definitely changed things. The amount of information that is available to you and the businesses that are created to solve problems nowadays are way different than they were 10 years ago. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you need a college education to be highly successful. And a lot of your successful people, if you look at them, they either dropped out of college, didn't go to college, didn't finish college. Very few of them went to college. So
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't
I
think you
think,
need it.
for me going into the service, so, whatever branch you're in, doesn't matter. Some of you have the opportunity to go to school. And like me, I intended to go to school when I was in and didn't get the opportunity because of my job. That was just the reality of it. We didn't have online, college courses back then. So it was show up for class or you don't get credit. So, with that, I am shy of an associate's degree, but the other part was I just couldn't find anything that interested me long enough. And I always thought the story I was telling myself was I am not smart enough.
Hmm.
And instead, it just wasn't capturing, it didn't have the it factor for me. I am much more hands-on. I want to go find out. I'd rather fall down and figure it out and make mistakes, and learn from people that are already successful in that area and still kind of have my own spin on it. And so I never went back. And so here I am at 43 and looking at, yeah, I want to go back to school. It's not because I feel like I need to learn something new, but it would be kind of cool to just complete that piece, just to have some end to say, yes. And my story is, I went to the school Hard Knocks and I got all the certificates and all the accolades and the t-shirt, and it made me successful because I was resourceful instead of looking for resources all the time. Not that I don't, but not relying on that, right, Fritz? I think that a lot of maybe people who want or think that they're entrepreneurs, just for one case to reference, they think that they need to read it all and understand it all and get, all the resources for it, when it's not the resources, it's your ability to be resourceful in any avenue, in anywhere you decide to go. And that's where you look for coaching. That's where you look for people that have been successful in that space, and you reach out to them. You ask them, how did you do that? Because success leaves evidence, right? It leaves a trail.
Yes, it does.
Yeah. So what's been your experience in that, Fritz?
No, everything that you just said, honestly. I
Yeah.
mean, you hit it right on the head. So, I'm in the same boat as you are. I attempted 75 college credits. I have 73. So what do I put them in? I think I'm just going to call the college I went to and say, okay, here's where I'm at. Where can I throw them just to have a certificate and say I completed something?
Right.
But it's not because I need it to be successful or I need it to feel accomplished. It's just one of those things that's left undone that I want to finish. And
Right.
that's why I've been thinking about it and talking about it. That's why I got my transcripts.
Yeah.
because I'm just like, that's one of those loose ends that I just want to tie up in my life at 52 years of age. Why not?
Right.
Why not?
Exactly. Why not?
But if you do pay attention to the successful people, they all do leave clues, and a lot of them write books. I have never heard, ever, in my entire life, of all my reading and all my research, I have never seen the book about the guy who stayed at something mediocre and was successful. Haven't read it yet.
Yeah.
Haven't seen it. Have not seen the guy that sat at a job successful.
That's right.
Nope.
That's right.
Haven't seen
it. It's not always the most well-behaved people that make history, right?
It's usually the crazy ones. I mean, you got to be a little.
It is the crazy ones.
Got to be a little nuts to jump into entrepreneurship, own a business, take life by the balls. I mean, you've got to be a little freaking nuts to do it, because
that's right.
It takes tenacity. It takes being absolutely fanatical. I mean, you're giving up a 40-hour week so you can work 100 hours a week for yourself. I mean, that's really
Right.
what you're doing. I mean, we talk about not working all those hours, but quite honestly, it's all I do. It's all I think about. It's all I'm researching. It's all I'm reading. It's all I do is
Right.
build this company. So yeah, you got to be a little nuts, but that's the fun part about it. Gary V always talks about love the process. Love the process. And I do.
Yeah.
I absolutely adore the process.
Yeah. Yeah. Especially being in love with some of those, the things that kind of throw you off track a little bit, right?
Oh yeah. That's how you get to tap into that creative mind and come up with solutions. That's how businesses are created in times like this, because we've got problems. So the ones that are going to solve them and capitalize on them and market them, guess what? You got a business.
Yeah.
And there's guys out there doing it. And women. I'm not just saying that's just a thing that I say, but it's crazy. I love times like this, because this is when people get creative and solve creative problems. It's fun.
Yeah. And I think this is a really good time, before we wrap this up, because we're only going to take a couple minutes here, but I also think it's a really good time to have discussions with your children. With mine being 18 today, now I get to talk to him about what real life is. Not that I wasn't before, but now he's actually seeing life in a different light. He's seeing that, wow, I'm an adult now. This is for real. I never thought this day would come. And so now it's time. Okay, you want to go do that thing? Get your hands on it, get dirty, volunteer for things, dive into it, find the leaders in that industry, whatever that is. For him, he's looking at the military, but so what? It doesn't mean he just goes in and gets any kind of job. If that's the job that you want, work in it right now, work in it until you get to where you want to go, because you're going to scrape your knee, you're going to learn the wrong way, you're going to have bad leaders, you're going to have all of those things. And that's what helps to refine you and make you stronger, so that when you do have people that are your age someday in the future, you're going to be able to take them by the shoulder and say, you know what, right now it doesn't look like you can do this, but I promise you, if you put in the work, if you scrape your knees a little bit, if you say the wrong thing, oh my God, the world's not going to fall apart. You're just going to learn what not to do, and then you're going to do what you can even better. So be careful of the conversations that you're having with people, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You want to follow your heart. I mean, if you set out that that's what you want to do, right? I mean, at the beginning, I was going to be a social worker. That's what I was going to do. I was going to follow my dad's steps, be a social worker, drug and alcohol counselor, because I was recovered myself. Then that didn't happen. Then I went into police science. I was going to do criminal justice, go and be a cop. That didn't happen. I wound up in the automotive world doing service for 24 plus years. That's what I did. That's where I developed my leadership skills, and then that whole piece took off. So, one thing I learned through all of that, because I had a lot of other ideas and I had different ways of I wanted to get out, just stick to your heart. And when you make a decision that that's something you want to pursue, don't let any noise, including your parents, don't let them talk you out of it. Just go you know your dream and you know your capacity more than anybody else does, because they don't feel what you feel. They don't feel the passion. They don't feel the drive. Nobody feels that. So you go out, you dig hard, and you chase it. And if you fail, guess what? You learned how not to do things. You learn some valuable lessons along the way, and then you get to be successful. What they say is, if you want to follow the entrepreneur way, what they say is it takes 7 to 8 attempts before you're successful at one. So, just go out there and do it. And if it's a job that you want to pursue and somebody else is like, man, I don't know, man, I don't know if that's you. Man, screw that. Just go do you. Go do you.
That's right. That's right. Go and do it. Be resourceful. Have a wonderful, wonderful weekend. If we come on tomorrow, we come on tomorrow. And if we don't, we'll see you guys on Monday. Let us know. Let us know what that burning desire is for you. Thanks for inviting us in today, and we'll see you next time.
Love you all.